Hi, my name is Desiree from White Wolf. Today we're going to talk about reincarnation, rebirth within the family. So let's begin. We're going to try to answer if that's possible and why and when that's possible. So first, what is reincarnation? Probably know that already, but it means that one day we die, we leave this empty body, this vessel, but our soul lives and continues to live, and someday we'll come back to Earth. There are some theories that you also can come back, back in time, but most people believe in the near future or far future. Then often you reincarnate somewhere else in another family, but some also believe that you come back in the same family. I want to talk to you about if that's possible and why. So yeah, of course it's possible. It has everything to do with your life lessons and your soul mission. So for example, your soul wants to learn something about deceit or infidelity, or I don't know. Now that you think of it or hear this, you're probably thinking, why would I want to learn about that? But it's what your soul wanted before it came to Earth. It wanted to do the right thing. So if something like that is going on in the family already, there's a great chance that you come back into that family to learn some more about that, or maybe try to give your subconscious memories when you lived earlier to that family to help them heal, understand, break cycles, break patterns. And that could only be done by someone who knew the family or who was in the family. And it meant a lot to you, so that's why you came back reincarnated in the same family. Could also be very done with it and never come back to the family. Yeah, but you could also learn nice things, good things in the same family. So it's sort of a choice, and it's also where you're needed, because when you're maybe 70, you die, you maybe want to come back to the same family in a different role. But when you're dead, you also remember the previous family you had, which could be in a whole other family in a whole different country. And maybe then feel, and then only then remember, oh wait, it's time for me to go back there. And then you do that, and which is also coming back to the family, but your different family. Okay. So say someone came back. Say your grandpa died, and a few years later some girl or boy is born in the family. It could be your grandpa. It literally could be the case. But how do you know that? Well, first of all, there are some people who simply dream about that. They have a sort of dream with an explanation, or dream of grandpa that and saying, I'm coming back in a year. And it's easy, I think, unless the dream was false, but often not. But also you could remember some, typical things your grandpa did that the younger kid does now. For example, always wink, something easy, or have the same nose, but that's genetics. That doesn't have to be an indicator. So that, or same behavior, same hobby, same way of structuring things. Oh, and a super helpful one is liking the same people and disliking the same people. Especially fun if the reincarnation is only 5 years later or so everyone remembers grandpa and also knows the child now. For example, maybe he didn't like his brother because he's a real not nice person, and then you see that the kid always cries when he's in the presence of the brother, or maybe even lies about him, like, yeah, he did this and didn't happen. Definitely a great sign of being back in the family. Really funny. There is another thing that happens if you come back into the family, and that is if the kid speaks up. For example, he's maybe only 2 years old and he suddenly says out of frustration, when I was your mother, I never did that to you. Like spanking or something. Or lying, or the child is 2. How does he know that? That's crazy. That's not possible. The child doesn't even know how to lie. So that's always a great indicator. So I've had some rebirths in my family. My family is gigantic. Yeah. I'm learning about a new nephew or niece, or that's maybe my age. Like every 2 years. Yeah, then I discover someone else. Well, 2 cases. The most adorable one was when I first met my niece, who doesn't live in the Netherlands. And when I met her, she was 7 or something. Really innocent, you know. And I met her, it was great, and yeah, we had a connection. But yeah, doesn't have to be because of reincarnation, right? And then one day, when we were alone, we were playing maybe a game or something, she suddenly looks at me. Actually, while I'm recording this video, I forgot that this happened. Wow. And she says, you know, the first day I saw you in the door opening, I recognized your face. I was like, what? I think I knew what she was trying to say, but I was still doubting, you know. So I got my mom and I said to her, say it again. I think I wanted proof or something, because my mom was in another room. She said it again. And when I asked her about what she meant or from where, or she was just like, I don't know, I just recognized your face. So I said, like, we met before? No, this is the first time I met you, but I still recognized your face. So I asked, from a photo? She was like, you're asking such stupid questions. She had that look on her face like, you know what I mean. But she couldn't say it to me because she probably didn't even know what reincarnation was. However, that recognizing was not from this family. It was from our family when I had her as a daughter, but in a very different life, in a very different family. But still, I wanted to share this with you. But I have a second story that is coming back in the family. I had an aunt, and when she died, I was 10. So I have memories of her. And then some, I don't know, man, 5 to 10 years later, I don't know, a girl was born, and she doesn't really look like her, but she just has some memories and trademarks. For example, especially disliking persons that weren't nice to her, really funny, and lying about them, and liking persons for no reason because they grew up together. Really cool. And yeah, of course, some infinite wisdom. It's like she got a do-over because the life of the aunt was not good. And as far as I know now, the life of that niece of mine is good, I think. So yeah, it's really funny. That was it for reincarnation within the family. If you're still watching, thanks for listening to my stories. And yeah, please don't forget to subscribe. And until next time.